Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of the wonderful Wubulous Project Zomboid as I kind of readjust my mic a little bit. Let's load up Banana and let's talk a little bit about what happened last episode. So last episode we were looking for the tools to make construction necessary, primarily a hacksaw and an axe. The reason we want both of those is because we can't saw down logs without a hacksaw, so the logs would be useless to us, and we can't get logs without an axe. Now, some of you astutely pointed out that you can actually use other tools to knock down trees. Hammer, a fork if we really want to. All these things can break down trees. The problem with those, and the reason I don't like to do it, is because it takes so much time to knock down those trees that it's actually more inefficient, in my opinion. All that time that I'm wasting smacking a tree with a fork or a hammer or whatever, I could be out looting food and other things. So I could spend, the entirety of an in-game day or whatever, knocking down a tree, or I could spend the entirety of that day looting. What is a bit more useful? I mean, I could be out looting food while looking for an axe or smacking a tree all day long. It sells itself. The axe sells itself. There's a reason you want the axe to do all these things, and you should stick with it. You really should. So that's what I'm going to end up doing, is still looking for that axe. That's the goal. Other things that you guys have noted, I'm trying to think if there were anything else comment-wise that you guys pointed out that was just useful information to have, and I can't think of anything. So we're going to continue on our way and continue doing these things. I'm really glad to see that you guys are thoroughly enjoying it and finding everything really informative. That's kind of the goal, especially with the reboot of the series, is to continue being informative and entertaining and enjoy my struggle in the zombie apocalypse that this game so readily provides. One of the things I do want to point out, and if you guys are part of the participants in this, thank you so much, is that the Project Zomboid forums on Steam are surprisingly friggin' amazing. Every forum that I usually visit on Steam is a cesspool. It's horrible usually. It's not a lot of constructive criticism. There's not a lot of constructive feedback. There's a whole lot of flaming and telling the person how awful their game is, amongst many other things. And the Zomboid forums are immaculate. You go to other games that are of similar nature, like The Dead Linger, you see just a cesspit of locked threads and horrible flaming. And Zomboid, I mean, the flaming threads are there, of course. Luckily, good on the devs, by the way, and for not locking those threads, by the way. No policing the forums, but even so, those threads are pretty tame comparatively. The people on those threads, though they are kind of trolly and flamey, they seem to be willing to have a discussion with those who are kind of debating with them. So very cool. Big kudos to you guys for being tame and being an upright community. One of the things that I loved about Zomboid was its upstanding community, and that seems to have carried over directly into Steam. Alright, so I don't know what this is. This is not too far. I don't know if I've actually explored over here yet. So we're going to check it out and see what is potentially over here for us. Taking out zombies one or two at a time. The reason I was feeling safe enough to take that one out is because Purple Shirt over here was not moving that fast. If he was a faster zombie, I probably would have backed up and waited for one of them to get really far ahead of the other, and then taken out one. Or maybe even broken line of sight and ignored them altogether and tried to come in from a different angle. But luckily he was slow enough that we don't have to really worry about it. Alright, they got 4 more at least. So we'll see. I don't know if there's any windows over here. These garages, we could actually probably just sneak by them. There might not be any windows for these garages. And that seems to be the case. So we'll go ahead and sneak in. Oh, we got this guy. Looks like he was actually working on something. The poor bastard. So we'll go ahead and take him out. He had nails on him. Makes sense. Very cool. We'll take care of that. We'll see if this has anything of use. Another hammer and more nails. Nothing particularly over here. Another pack of nails. Again, nails are good. I'm happy to come across nails. You'll see when we start actually doing construction how quickly they end up going. But I really want an axe. Alright, so there's 4 zombies over here. I'm confident in my gameplay that I can take them. Even if it just means drawing them one at a time. Oh, shit! Okay, well, no. We're going to back up a little bit. There was a secret one. Woo! That was a little close. We ended up running and causing too much noise. And because of that, we actually drew a couple more. We'll see if we could take them out. Alright, what I'm going to end up doing is going around back here. I don't want to go that way because there is a zombie over there. But I do want to see if I could draw at least one of these guys out. We'll knock her, do a little damage. If we do some damage, we might slow her down as well. We definitely have time to potentially kill him off. We are getting hungry as well. Right. Well, we managed the problem at the very least. So, oh no, Oh, man. Wow. Alright, see how things can go awfully really quickly? Alright, let's just wait, relax. Down she goes. Alright. I'm still confident in my my emergency managing skills that we were able to get out of there. Oh, man. That was actually really scary. Oh, I would have been so upset with myself. I would have been so mad if we died there. So mad. But we survived. So we have no food. That's a huge problem. But we're going to continue down this way anyway. I think we're only peckish right now. Yeah, could do with a bite to eat. So peckish is essentially your warning state. It means you're starting to get really hungry. No big penalties for being peckish. Once you hit hungry, though, you start being able to carry a lot less. You start exhausting easier. So peckish is your warning state. We'll go ahead and beat him down. Her down, rather. Pistol. We'll take the pistol. Apparently it's going to take a long time to pack up a pistol. Can't just throw it in a bag or anything. No ammo. The pistols don't automatically come with ammo, so that's something to note. Alright, we have an open garage over here, which I'm more than willing to check out. And then I'm going to start popping some houses open and seeing if they have what I need. Alright, let's, I'm more worried that there's going to be a zombie in here. Alright, we got in. Hammer. More nails, which we will gladly steal. We'll turn our back on it just to keep an eye on the door. Okay, and we'll back out. Alright, so, unfortunately no hammer. What I'm going to do is pop into one of these houses, scavenge for a little bit of food, throw some food in my mouth, maybe take a little bit home, and then see what see where we're standing and see what our current time is once we're done doing all of that. If it's getting late, we'll start making our way back to the safe house. If it's not late, we will come back here, or we'll continue scavenging, rather. I want to find a house that doesn't have a million zombies around it as well. Locked door. Okay. Ooh, this one has a lot of zombies on it. It might simply just be impossible to come across a house that doesn't have a lot of zombies on it. So we'll just have to hope that we can get into one of these. I'm hoping... Now, my worry is going to be, of course, that there's going to be a million zombies in the house. You shouldn't do what I'm about to do, actually. It might actually end up getting me killed. Let's see if we can do something. Like, I'm going to bang on that door. Now, the reason I'm hitting that door is I'm creating noise and testing to see if there's zombies on the inside. So that guy's going to come wandering, but I think it's because he saw me. I'm hoping, if there are zombies, they come over to the door and start banging on it or climb out the window. You can do things like this. It's something I should be practicing more, and that I did a little bit more previously, and I should start doing again, is just causing noise. So we should be safe. I'm going to go ahead and say we're safe. Yep. Okay, see, we're safe. Let's close the window and open the curtains just so we can see. And let's be a little bit quiet on the inside. Okay, wow, that's a hell of a haul. That is impossible to turn down. I'm taking all of that. So what I'm going to do, as soon as we take all this food, is march over here and just start banging on a couple of doors here and there and see if that causes any zombies to stir up in the house. Yeah, see, it stirred up that one at least, which is fine. I don't plan on going out the front door, to be honest. Intermediate farming, expert farming, farming for, yep, we have that already, so we'll take those. The question is, doesn't sound like any zombies, so we're good. No stirring. Okay, we can check these shelves. Nails, we'll definitely snatch those up. Since we got some food, by the way, we might as well grab some food. I mean, eat some food, rather. We'll eat the pie. We'll keep going. Alright. So we're good so far. No zombies seem to have stirred and started knocking on any doors. So we can continue with this house pretty safely. We'll head up the stairs and see what that ends up doing for us. Let's zoom in a little. Actually, no. You know what? Let's not. Alright, let's, bang on some doors, stir them up. Come on, guys, if you're home, let me know. Alright. Give it a couple seconds, see if anything happens. And if not, whoop, alright, we had a couple at the door right there. We have at least one walker. Potentially a crawler, which we're going to go ahead and charge up a strike for. Alright, we have another corpse in here, but there's a crate in here. Wow, that's surprising. We'll kill him off. No zombie. Nothing on the zombie corpses, unfortunately. Are we a little overweight? We are a little over encumbered. Let's keep eating some stuff. We have something. We just had something break, which does worry me. Hopefully it's front window. We should be good. Now, the reason they might not have been knocking, by the way, is because they might have been like caught on each other. That tends to happen. I promise you, though, knocking on doors and stuff, as you can see, can prove pretty useful. So there's probably a zombie inside now on the bottom floor, so that's something we're going to have to keep an eye out for. And be a little wary of. Duffel bag. Nothing really worth stealing here. And we did check that crate. I'm going to check it one more time because I feel like I didn't check it for some reason. Alright, we did. Alright. So going down the stairs could prove a little bit dangerous if there are zombies. Where'd the window break is the question. It could have been a next door window, to be honest. But, nope, it was a side window, so they probably came in the side over there. What they probably did was broke the window and then ended up getting distracted. And just either climbed in and stood still or just broke the window and left it. The rain could have distracted them. A lot of things could have distracted them. Alright, we can quietly move over here. See if we can pop open this window. Now, hopefully there's no alarm. If there is, I have a plan. If I could pop this open, that would be excellent. But he's having some trouble, so we might leave it just because there's a lot of zombies nearby. I don't want to end up getting caught. Now, here banging is probably coming from this house here. So we're just going to go ahead and ignore that. And try and get inside one of these houses over here. Now, this one has the potential to hold useful stuff. And the reason I say that is because there's little boxes in here. And these boxes can have things that we need. We're going to go ahead and climb in. We're going to stay quiet. We're going to be sneaking around in this particular little household. And we're going to hope that we're going to be safe. Let's go ahead and eat this to keep ourselves pretty well fed. Alright, there's chances are there's zombies in here. Because you can hear them moving around. Whoop, the window. What I'm going to go ahead and do is let him in. Maybe just actually hit him through the window, which we can do. A little bit of a glitch. You can kind of exploit it, but the reason I kind of exploit that glitch is because when you open the window to let them in, they keep banging on the window as though it's closed. So smacking them in the face and through the window is my way of saying, I was going to kill you anyway. I'll just kill you while you're waiting on the other side of that window. So we have some good stuff we could grab here. My primary concern right now is zombies. Now, I could go ahead and start smacking doors and doing what I've been doing, but the reason I'm not doing that right now is because of how late it's getting and I could potentially sleep here. As long as there's a chair or something in this house, I can sleep here. And if there is, I will. And the reason I will is because it's getting really late and I'll end up having to stay out. I mean, going home, I could do it. It just might end up causing me a little bit more work and causing my character a little bit of a sleep schedule to do it. And I don't necessarily like doing that. The question is, or the problem is, there might not be a place to sleep. Yeah, everything looks like whoever was here was moving out at the time. So we're just going to go ahead and leave. There's no reason to stay here. There's nowhere to sleep. My decision is going to be a bit of a risky one. I am going to... You know, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get into this house. Please no house alarm. This one looks pretty safe. As long as I can get inside. We'll let this guy in because he's banging and causing noise. He's just going to stand there. So we'll go ahead and beat him. Okay. I'll go ahead and shut the door. And we will sleep here for the evening. We'll sleep in the back of the house away from the front windows. And have a character call it a night. Sleep. Yes, I do want to sleep. Hopefully there's not a lot here. It's risky sleeping where I'm sleeping. I wouldn't do this if I were you, especially if you're a new player. This is me just kind of being a little bit more confident than I should be surviving. but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be alright. The reason I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay is because there weren't any zombies in the back, none on the side, and the one that was causing noise I killed, and nobody on the outside seemed to be causing any issues. I was also sneaking while I was inside the house, which hopefully means if there are zombies upstairs, they didn't hear me, and I'm pretty sure that that's the case. And I'm going to be able to continue looting the area today. Now, since we're kind of back to normal, what I should be doing... Alright, and that was probably this house over here, because it seemed pretty distant. It starts smacking on doors. Okay, nothing. A box. Nails, of course. Plenty of nails all the time. We'll go ahead and eat this tomato. Continue onward. See what the kitchen holds for us. Probably a lot of food, presumably. I can't say no to this. I just can't. I have to take it. We'll start packing up all this stuff. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little over encumbered at this point. I'm getting a little bit greedy. I'll come back. I should just come back for this stuff, to be honest. But how overweight are we right now? 9 out of 10 right now because we ate, so it's not bad. Let's check upstairs and let's see what it ends up providing for us as far as loot is concerned. Let's go ahead and see if there's any neighbors up here. Come on. Knock, knock. Anybody home? Alright, let's see what we got. Safe. This one is pretty safe. Okay, good. We'll continue to eat through our supply. I hear a zombie. Let's eat the boring salad. It's going to give us a ton of hunger, so we should be pretty well fed for the rest of this endeavor. This is going to give us well fed. Alright, I hear banging, which means it's probably a zombie in one of these doors that we just kind of bothered. Is this leading to a different room or the room I was in? Alright. This is a little risky. I'm pretty sure there's a zombie in this last room over here, though. No? Alright. Maybe it's just downstairs. It definitely sounds close. Alright, we need to get out of here. We do. We should go drop off all the stuff at our house. Whoop! That's where it was. Whoop. Just gonna run on by and just ignore her. Pop open this door. And let's skedaddle. Got some decent stuff. At the very least, even though we haven't come across an axe, I believe at the very least we were able to grab some good stuff. And I was hopefully able to teach you some useful tips as far as kind of scouting houses for zombies and stuff. What to do, what not to do. It's always a learning process, I'll tell you that much. Keep on going. There's definitely some zombies in the trees. Just kind of gonna run on through. I know I'm causing a little bit of noise, but because I've done a pretty decent job at keeping this area relatively safe, I'm not entirely worried about it. Okay, where are we? I think we're just gonna keep going the right way. I think this is the right way. There's such fertile ground down there to loot that leaving it all behind like that is painful. Painful for me. But do what we gotta do. You get to see my trail, where I've been. So I want you guys to be aware that every Monday, by the way, this is going to start next Monday, as long as I remember to do it, which I hopefully will. On top of your regular Mundoid blog, we're also going to be doing Mundoid mods. After the Mundoid blog, it might be in the same video. I'm not sure if I want to do a separate video for it yet. I might do a separate video now that I think about it. I'm going to be playing with mods that the community creates to continue to highlight some of the cooler mods out there. Some of the ones that I might end up playing with, some that I might not end up playing with, just depending on how much I enjoy them. And keep an eye out for that, because there was some talk about mods that I should be using, like the spray paint mod and whatnot. But I want to showcase those mods before I end up playing with them, because I think it would be a lot more fun to showcase them first and to give you guys an idea of how to do it. I might give a tutorial on how to install mods. It's relatively simple. But I just give you guys a heads up that is going to be something that is going to be on the way very, very shortly on my channel. Again, I told you, for those of you oldies who are hanging around, the Mundoid or the Zomboid content was going to only ramp up after the release of Zomboid. For those of you as well who've been asking for RimWorld, RimWorld is going to be making its return within a few days. So hold on to your pants. That is coming. Don't worry. Once we have RimWorld back, it should be a daily thing. Hopefully, we'll see. But I'm excited to get back into it as well. Don't worry, I've been very much missing that game. I've just been very busy with other things. But I'm going to wrap up this episode here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It has been a pleasure serving you all with some more Zomboid. Make sure you hit a like and you comment down below to let me know your thoughts on how my gameplay is going and what you think I should be doing next. And as always, hit that subscribe button to become a survivor or join the Horde. I don't know if I like one or the other. You know what? I think, joining the Horde is almost a derogatory. Now, the more I say join the Horde, I think I might just call you all survivors because we're all surviving. And I do a lot of survival games. So click the subscription button down below and become a survivor today. And I will see you all next time.